I threw away my husband's Xbox after he refused to look for our lost dog. My husband Jake has always been the type of guy who puts his gaming before everything else. I'm talking 12-hour sessions on weekends, headset glued to his ears, completely zoned out from the real world. At first I thought it was just his way of unwinding after work, but it got worse over the years. Our dog Benny went missing on a Tuesday morning. He's this little golden retriever mix we got from the shelter 3 years ago, and he's basically my whole world. I came home from work and the back gate was wide open. Benny was nowhere to be found. I immediately started panicking and called Jake at work. I told him Benny was gone and asked if he could come home early to help me look. He said he'd be there in an hour. That hour turned into 3 hours, and when he finally walked through the door, I was already out searching the neighborhood by myself. Instead of grabbing a flashlight and joining me, Jake went straight to his gaming setup, said he needed to decompress for a few minutes before we started looking. I watched him boot up his Xbox and put on his headset like nothing was wrong. I stood there for maybe 10 minutes waiting for him to get up. He was completely absorbed in some stupid zombie game, talking to his online friends like it was any other night. I finally snapped and told him our dog was missing and this wasn't the time for games. He looked at me with this annoyed expression and said, "Babe, it's dark out. We'll have better luck looking in the morning. Benny's probably just exploring somewhere." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Our dog could be hit by a car or picked up by animal control, and Jake was more concerned about his kill streak than finding him. I grabbed my keys and spent the next 4 hours driving around calling Benny's name until my voice was raw. When I got home around midnight, Jake was still gaming. Still hadn't moved from that chair. He barely looked up when I walked in crying because I couldn't find Benny anywhere. The next morning I got up at 6 to continue searching. Jake was still asleep. I made missing dog flyers and posted them around the neighborhood. I called every animal shelter within a 50-mile radius. I posted on every lost pet Facebook group I could find. Jake woke up around noon and asked if I wanted to grab lunch. When I told him I was still looking for Benny, he shrugged and said he was sure the dog would come back on his own. Then he went right back to his Xbox. That's when something inside me just broke. I watched him laugh at something his gaming buddy said through his headset while our dog was still missing. I realized that nothing was ever going to be more important to him than those stupid games. I waited until he went to the bathroom. Then I unplugged his Xbox, wrapped the cord around it, and threw the whole thing in the trash can outside. All his games too. Probably $800 worth of stuff, but I didn't care. When Jake came back and saw his setup was gone, he completely lost it. Started screaming about how I had no right to throw away his things. I told him when he started caring more about our missing dog than his Xbox, maybe we could talk about replacing it. He spent the next hour digging through the trash like a crazy person. Found his console all scratched up and covered in coffee grounds and leftover spaghetti. It was completely ruined. The funny thing is, after his precious Xbox was gone, Jake suddenly had all the time in the world to help look for Benny. We found him that same afternoon at a house 6 blocks away. Some nice family had been feeding him and was planning to take him to the vet to check for a microchip.